Hello, hello. Good morning, everyone. Morning. Hey, that's great news, Alison. Yeah, coming along nicely up there in Brisbane. The area guys are keeping their projects under wraps, which is awesome. Hey, good morning to you guys, Stephen, James, Andrew, Luke. Hopefully everyone's awesome and well. Hey, listen, I'm on the road actually, doing a bit of travelling with Sam. We're down in Adelaide. I don't know if you can see out the window there. We're at a winery and bought some wine yesterday. Get myself some decent wine for Wealth, Wine and Wisdom. So, and doing a little bit of travelling around. So, having a bit of fun. Hopefully, all you guys are well. Andrew, Luke, Nigel, Rodney, Brendan. Let me know if the audio's working all right. I've got my little sort of travelling set up on today. So, hopefully, everything's going all right, technically wise. But welcome to another Wealth Coffee Chat, ladies and gents. Good to see all of you guys on this morning. Always do some little intros. Jason Witten's my name, if you didn't already know. If you didn't already know. And if you're new, folks, let us know in the chat where you're from, what you're up to. We've been hanging out for a few years here and doing Wealth Coffee Chats. I've been coaching property investors across Australia and New Zealand for over 20 years with my compadre, Sam Saggers. And along the way, we've done a few things. We've learnt one or two things, and each morning we get to hang out and share a little bit of, hopefully, sanity when it comes to the world of property investing. And yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Stephen saying plenty of people stressing out with the interest rates. Hey, listen, this Tuesday coming, folks, I'm doing a Fear and Facts update at Mentoring, a full update on, what are the real facts of the marketplace. And, Stephen, those interest rates are nothing to be worried about, even if the interest rates do go up to 4-ish%, which I think they will over the next 5 years. That's still the cheapest money we have seen in decades, folks. Seriously, let's think about this. And the thing that I know, and this is what I've been chatting to you guys about for a year, 2 years actually, is we have a real issue in the marketplace when it comes to our property market, the supply chain, and we're about to have. We're well underway. Let me just say that, folks. We're well underway. We have a rental boom. We're in the midst of a rental boom, and I did a Wealth Coffee Chat about that earlier this week. And away you go. Yeah, Brendan, buffers, mate. This is, folks, this stuff is normal. Interest rates going up is normal. Interest rates going down, normal. The challenge has been over recent times, most people have experienced only interest rates going down. I can't remember who said it. It was a famous saying success just makes you weak and stupid. If that's all you've ever experienced. I don't mind success. I don't mind things going right. I don't mind things going my way. I got to say, but certainly, if you only succeed, then things are probably not necessarily. Yeah, exactly, Stephen. Yeah, 9.6. My first investment property, I borrowed money at 11% back in my day. I can sound like an old guy. Great to see you. Hey, Ronnie, great to have you on this morning, mate. Thanks for the little shout out. Stewie Martin, say Stu, we need to catch up. Give me a call, man. Lots of things happening. We need to chat. Well, listen, folks, let's get on with it today. I got some good info. I'm hanging out with Sam. He's here today too. But the other day I talked about the rents, the rental vacancy, and we talked about the population, the aggressive immigration policy right now that the government is reinstating and putting back in place. So can you guys tell me, just quickly, chuck it in the chat if you remember, folks, what the next few years looks like when it comes to this immigration population boom coming? Because On the back of, and we've said this already, we've chatted about this. I'm just going to dive into some population stats today. On the back of like disastrous supply chains, like it's there's nothing around. All right, nothing around. This I should have got this one, but I'll save it. Tell me. No, I'm not gonna give you this. All right. How many people are on the cards to come into the Australian housing market in the next little bit? Skilled migration, 40,000 people. Allison, it's a bit more than that. It's a bit more than that. Yeah, Nintendo, 600,000 people, right? About 200,000 over the next 5 years, right? It is crazy, team, and it is certainly going to give us some. Let's dive into this. Now, this is straight off. This is straight off the Australian Bureau of Statistics migration policy. You guys can check it out. It's a website called, if you're up to it, it's called the Centre for Population. Centre for Population. Go search it if you want to see it, folks. And there's an excellent report in there about what the policy is. And there you go. Well, yeah. Yeah, listen, Sam and I were just talking about that yesterday, folks. Australia needs a lot more people. It does. It's a big country. It really doesn't have a local economy. And you've heard me and Andy talk about it. Sam talks about it. Yeah, 40 million over the next 30 years. Folks, you want to be on this train. I'm telling you right now. Like and I know you guys aren't worried about interest rates. If you're in our mentoring program, if you're getting our coaching, this is normal. You've got buffers set aside. You're like, this is fine. We can manage this, no problem. It's actually going to be a great time to be purchasing real estate. It's actually going to be a great time to be purchasing real estate because the rental yields are going up significantly. And I'm going to talk about that on Tuesday night about, there's some real benefits going on right now. But team, look at this. Look at this. Like from today, 2022, here we are, right here, and we want to go to 2032. 2032, let's do that, right? Have a look at that, team. If you do the math, 250,000 people on average per year for the next 10 years. Look, that's 2.5 million people. Where are they going to go? Ladies and gents, where are they going to go? Where are they going to go? And this is the conversation that we all need to understand. Where they're going to go, all right? Yeah, listen, Nigel, I don't think we're going to have. Nigel's question in the thing is like, my concern is interest rates. If you've got enough to plan, maybe in a couple of years' time, the banks will look at you differently. And that's true. That's the banks look at you at settlement time, not at unconditional time. And it's never not been the case, Nigel. That is for sure. I don't think one thing that in history, and Sam and I were chatting. We've been chatting for a day about all this stuff, which has been awesome. The access to money is the issue. It's not interest rates, folks. Okay, so let me say that again. It's liquidity of money. It's the access of money. It's the free flow of finance that is the issue. Now, we don't have APRA stomping around. We don't have royal commissions, investigations. None of that is happening right now. Politically, they won't let it happen. They cannot let that stuff happen. So for all of us, let's say for the next 5 years, the politicians and the banks will let money flow freely. Okay, it's going to flow freely. It's just going to cost more. Okay, so I'm not concerned, Nigel. The worst time I've ever seen in 20 years was that bloody stupid APRA investigation that really poleaxed access to cash. It was an issue as we go. Plenty of lenders and brokers in the market, Alison. Yeah. And this is the thing. And actually, we're having a side conversation here because you guys asked some questions, which is great. But Alison, Nigel, you'll get a loan. You will get a loan. So the thing is, if you've got a job and you've got a deposit, you will get a loan. Like there is 113 Rigidids lenders in Australia, people who will lend you money. And if you don't qualify at the main bank, well, you can go to what's called a non-bank. And non-banks really shine in these situations. We're just working with the team in New Zealand right now. New Zealand's having a bit of a challenge with their finance world. And there's a lender over there, Resimac. They're in Australia. Anyone heard of Resimac? They are doing 20-year interest-only loans for people to get finance now in New Zealand, which I think is fantastic. You know what I say with your investment properties: interest only, reduce your principal place of residence debt, et cetera, et cetera. Morning, my love. There you are. You're online. Good to see you virtually. But listen, folks, and that's good. I'm gonna work on. Make sure you come along to mentoring, Nigel, Alison, the rest of you guys, next week on Tuesday, because we're going to dive into this stuff, interest rates. What do we actually really need to be concerned about? Okay, and to be honest, not much. If you have a really expensive owner-occupied debt, then that's the one you got to measure and manage. That's the one you got to measure and manage. But your investment properties within 12 months, they'll balance out, folks, as you go. Morning, Kelly. How are you? So listen, team, we've got a lot of people coming into the country. Truckloads of people. The age groups are pretty good as well. So we're going to get working age people by and large in the country, which will be good. And that's probably going to be 50-60% working age people into the country, which is what we want as we look at things. Oh no, that's not now. That's been in the past. All right, there you go. But I was going to say, are all of those people? Let's say there is 2.5 million people. Are they all going to be working age? And on average, if you look at this, the collection of age groups tends to be about 50-60% of working age production, property buying, need to rent a place, age groups, as we've seen in the past. But what happens, team? What happens right now is we chatted about this the other day, right? That people will move into Australia, but what happens is that we get this push out of the big cities, right? So which two cities? Tell me in the chat. I asked this one the other day. Which two big cities gets the attention when it comes to the first landing in Australia? Where's the majority of those people land in Australia when they first come into the country? They go into the two big cities. I think I've got a chart for that one actually. There we go. Boom, Sydney and Melbourne, Brendan. All right. So what happens is they land into, Victoria and New South Wales, excuse me, and, Queensland is kind of up there. And then you've got sort of WA, SA, Northern Territory, 2/5 of bugger all. And then, what happens with our population? Yeah, certainly, Clody. If you've got age against you, the lenders are a little bit ageist. Clody, what you got to do, and if you haven't already, and I don't know your personal circumstance, if you're asking for yourself or you're just saying a comment, but certainly at a certain age, Clody, you've got to be really really smart about how you lend and where you go. Certainly, we've got people in their more mature years, and we're putting finance structures together for them. So, mate, if you're still working, then you've absolutely got something up your sleeve. If you want some help with that, Clody, give us a shout out, mate, and I can connect you with the right people if you'd like. But team, here's the yeah. Well, there you go too, Lauren. Like Canberra, increasing its density. Man, I tell you, Canberra's performing so well at the moment. But yeah, again, let's have a look at these things. And team, this is going to continue. Like the supply won't fix itself in a short period of time. It won't. It won't fix itself. It can't. No one can wave a magic wand to go, righto, folks, we need another 100,000 dwellings. Everyone good, crack on. It's not going to happen. But we're going to have 150,000 people here within 12 months. Where are they going to live? Team, like, holy moly, right? But what happens? They land in Victoria, and by and large, what happens, there's either displacement or dissatisfaction with either Sydney or Melbourne because it's too big. And we do have interstate movements and migration, and that will continue. Queensland was the massive winner over COVID. People left from Melbourne and Sydney and went to Queensland. Queensland had a population boom while the country had a population decline. So, that's interesting, isn't it? That sort of stuff. And what happens now is that, boom, Queensland becomes the internal winner, folks. The internal winner when it comes to not only new population, so it's going well, and then interstate population. But if you go minus 20,000 from New South Wales and from 80, who's the winner, folks? Who's the winner when it comes to net population gain? Net population gain. Oh, it's telling me my battery, my computer might go flat. So anyway, I'm pretty well bang on time. We're pretty well finished today. So the winner, folks, put it in the chat. The winner actually is Queensland because it's net population gain after direct migration and then internal state migration. It wins. All right. So what does that mean? What does that mean to us, ladies and gents? What does that mean to us? Number one, Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, the three eastern states are going to be the powerhouses, and Canberra will benefit from that team. You see that, and I think we'll have probably a little bit of a resurrection when it comes to Adelaide and Perth when it comes to the future as well. So interesting times. That's it. I'm going to call it quits before my battery goes flat. Wealth Coffee Chat, done and dusted. You guys be awesome. I won't be on Wealth Coffee Chat tomorrow morning, folks. So I will see you guys next week on Tuesday for Wealth Coffee Chat, and Tuesday night for mentoring. Don't miss that one. Fear and Facts. We're gonna knock that out of the park. All right, team. That's it. I'll stop now. You guys be awesome. Be well. And remember, a few sayings around here: you buy well, you never sell, or maybe strategically sell, as Andy Fenton says. And this thing's a marathon, not a sprint, folks. We've got to be patient. We've got to take our time. It'll be worth it, trust me, in the long run. When you build your property portfolio and live off that income in the future, you're going to be crushing it and having fun. All right, bye, team. Take care. Have a good one. Let's chat, Stu, if you're still there. We need to chat. Bye, team.